Mexico is such a land where stones still speak, where time has hidden its oldest secrets in mountains, caves, and temples. This is the same land where humans first looked towards the sky and erected pyramids to communicate with the gods. Every brick here, every slab, and every painting is proof of that civilization which wove together science, architecture, and spirituality. This country is not just history, but a living museum that still breathes. The rivers here speak in ancient languages. The mountains are called the homes of gods, and the walls rising in the midst of the desert remind that the heart of civilization once beat in the soil. So let us now begin this mysterious journey of this sacred land. Number 1, Sierra de San Francisco, the soul of civilization etched on rocks. Located in the north of Mexico, this area of Baja California may appear as an ordinary mountainous region at first sight, but the secrets hidden within it are thousands of years old. Sierra de San Francisco is that place spread north of San Ignacio village, where time seems to have stopped. On the walls of the valleys and caves here, even today, the marks of humanity's initial steps are present. Such paintings that are neither recorded in any book nor repeated on the walls of any temple. In these caves, the people of the Kojimi tribe had painted their lives and faiths in colors about 7,000 years ago. These paintings are not ordinary pictures, but the language of that era when humans considered nature as God and etched every image of it on stones. It's made with red, black, and ochre colors. These figures show men hunting, women dancing, animals, and symbolic signs. The surprising thing is that many of these pictures are more than 10 meters long, and they are made in several layers. As if every generation left its mark of its time on those same walls, as soon as one enters the caves, it feels that this is not just art, but must have been part of some spiritual ritual. Scientists believe that religious gatherings happened here, where communication with gods was done through these pictures. The special thing is that these pictures were never restored with modern technology, yet they are as vibrant today as they were centuries ago. Perhaps this is proof that these people had amazing knowledge of preserving colors and natural elements. The caves of Sierra de San Francisco are also unique due to their vast size. Nowhere else in America is such multi-layered cave art found, where the entire ceiling and walls seem to turn into a picture book. Among the most famous caves here are Cueva de San Borja and Cueva de los Manos, in which the pictures made are clearly visible even after passing through layers of time. In the silence of these caves, when the wind blows, it feels as if ancient voices are still echoing. When the rays of the sun fall on the walls, the human and animal forms made in the paintings seem to come alive. This experience shows that Sierra de San Francisco is not just an archaeological site, but a living proof of that. Civilization which taught humanity the first meaning of soul and art, UNESCO has included it in the World Heritage List, and so rightly so, because every color, every line, and every symbol here reminds us that humans began civilization not from stone, but from their imagination. Sierra de San Francisco still stands today as the oldest witness of that imagination, which is more permanent than time itself. Number 2, Cutunchin, the stronghold of the Totonac culture settled on the peak of the mountain, nestled between the green valleys of Veracruz State in Mexico. Cutunchin is such an archaeological site where history and geography together create a mystery. This place is located on the peak of a high hill hundreds of meters above sea level. From where the view of the forests and valleys spread in all 4 directions is visible, it is said that this height was chosen not just for security, but due to spiritual importance, because from here the confluence of sky, earth, and sea can be experienced. Cutunchin was an important religious and political center of the ancient Totonac civilization. Its architectural style is completely different from other Mesoamerican sites. Here, long staircase-like paths made of stones lead to temples and open prayer places. While climbing these stairs, it feels as if with every step you are crossing an era. These temples built at height not only worked as places of worship, but forts were also built here to keep an eye on the surrounding valleys and paths. The most unique feature of this site is its network of entrance gates. The several gates made of stone here are designed in such a way that they represent not only defense, but also religious symbols. Many experts believe that these gates were symbols of energy and direction passing through, which was considered part of a sacred ritual. This architecture shows that the Totonac people were not just warriors or traders, but had an extremely spiritual and scientific perspective. Archaeological discoveries here, such as clay pots, jewelry, and trade items, prove that Cuttunchin was part of a large trade network at that time. The remnants of textiles and metals found here tell that this region had connections with distant civilizations like Olmec, Zapotec, and Maya cultures. The most notable thing about Cuttunchin is that its structures are built in such a way on the natural slope that they are almost safe even today. Despite rain and wind, the stone blocks are firmly in their place. When the rays of sunset fall on these walls, the entire complex bathes in golden color, as if ancient gods are still residing here. This site is not just of archaeology, but also a center of spiritual experience. Standing here, it feels that even thousands of years ago, humans had found the path to live in balance with nature. Cuttunchin still bears witness to that balance today. Such a place where stones speak the same language of faith and science. Number 3, Chalcatzingo, the mysterious confluence of Olmec art and astronomical symbols. Located in the Morelos Valley of Mexico, Chalcatzingo is one of those few sites where the union of nature and symbolism appears in the most ancient form. This place is situated at an altitude of about 10,150 meters from sea level, surrounded by mountains and greenery all around. But what makes it distinct is its massive stone with Olmec-style carvings and symbols, which are not only samples of art, but also proof of deep knowledge of astronomy and religion. Soon as the name Chalcatzingo comes, a mystery awakens in the mind. Because the figures etched on the rocks here are not just decoration, but a message. Made between about 900 to 500 BC, these engraved pictures are counted among the most ancient and mysterious signs of the Olmec civilization. Among them, Cueva del Rey, meaning the Cave of the King, is particularly famous, in which a person is shown sitting inside a mountain-like figure. From above him, symbols of clouds and rain emerge. This picture probably indicates communication with the rain god or some religious ritual. This site represents that era of the Olmec civilization when art and science were complementary to each other. Many stone pillars and altars here are built according to astronomical directions. It is believed that these structures were used for the study of the motion of the sun and stars, from which agriculture and weather calculations were done. In this way, Chalcatzingo can also be called the first astronomical observatory temple of central Mexico. In the carvings here, early symbols of Quetzalcoatl, meaning the feathered serpent god, are also found. These are the same gods who became highly worshipable in later civilizations like Maya and Aztec. This shows that Chalcatzingo was a place from where religious and cultural ideas began to spread throughout Mesoamerica. The surprising thing is that such old carvings are still intact in their depth and fineness, despite the blows of time. On the stone surface here, there are marks of wind and rain, but the signs etched on them seem to be made with some immortal ink. Every line and every symbol tells a story, sometimes of gods, sometimes of humans, and sometimes of those powers which erase the boundaries between both. At sunset time, when golden light falls on these rocks, their shadows spread on the earth in such a way as if the needles of some ancient astronomical instrument are moving. At that moment, Chalcatzingo feels like a living scripture, where art, mathematics, and spirituality all breathe together. This place reminds us that when humans first tried to understand the sky, they etched it on stones and made it immortal forever. Number 4, Malinalco, carved in the mountain. The sacred temple of warriors. In the quiet but mysterious village of Malinalco, settled in the south of Mexico state. Such a miracle is hidden between the valleys, which has kept historians and archaeologists stunned till today. In the lap of the mountains here, an entire temple has been made by cutting stones. Such a temple which is not on the ground but carved inside the mountain itself. This is the same Malinalco where the Aztec Empire trained its most powerful and brave warriors, and where religious rituals merged. With the art of war to become a sacred science, the main attraction of Malinalco is the circular temple named Cuacali, which is completely made by cutting the rock of the same mountain. This temple is free from any brick or joint. Every wall, every staircase, every sculpture is etched from the same stone from which the mountain is made. This style of architecture is an amazing example of the technical and spiritual maturity of that time. Inside the temple, figures of lions and eagles are carved, which are considered symbols of courage, power, and victory in Aztec culture. It is said that here, special warriors like night eagles and jaguar warriors were trained. They were not only made proficient in the art of war, but were also given mental, spiritual, and religious knowledge, so that they could protect the empire as representatives of the gods. From this perspective, Malinalco was like a warrior university, where every stone taught the lesson of discipline and faith. The specialty of this site is also that its architecture makes full use of the natural slope and shape of the mountain. The inclination of the walls and staircases of the temple is exactly in that direction where the rays of the sun enter at special times of the day. It is believed that this was not a coincidence, but the result of astronomical calculation, due to which the sunlight illuminated the statue of the god on special occasions. This light itself was considered a symbol of blessing. While walking in the valleys of Malinalco, when the wind collides with the rocks, it feels as if some ancient mantra is echoing. There's the scent of history in every corner, sometimes of some ritual, sometimes of some warrior's oath. The silence of this place is also a kind of dialogue which whispers the secrets of past eras till today. Today, Malinalco is a living heritage. While climbing the stairs here, it feels as if you are moving towards the gods. The view visible from above, green mountains, and the valley spread below all together, create a divine experience. This is not just a temple of stone, but such a place where soul, courage, and Shiva are molded in the same form. Malinalco is proof that the Aztec civilization gave war not just the form of power, but spiritual practice, and this philosophy still breathes in these stones today. Number 5. Xochicalco, city of serpent god and the light of astronomy. Nestled in the hills of Morelos, state of Mexico, Xochicalco is such an ancient city which joins civilization, science, and religion, all three together. This city was settled on the peak of a hill at an altitude of about 1,300 meters from sea level, so that it could be seen from all four directions and kept safe from external attacks. But the real power of Xochicalco is not in its beauty or location, but in the scientific secrets hidden within it. This city is one of those rare places in Mesoamerica where stones speak the same language of calculation and faith. The name Xochicalco itself is a symbol meaning house of flowers or place of thorns. But the remnants here tell that it was not only a house of flowers, but also of knowledge. Its most famous structure is the Temple of Quetzalcoatl. It's an amazing pyramid whose walls still clearly show the serpentine figures etched on them. In these massive carvings, the feathered serpent god Quetzalcoatl is depicted, who are considered symbols of sky, intelligence, and creation. These are the same gods whose mention is also found in later Maya and Aztec civilizations, and whose story is connected with the origin of creation. The special thing about this pyramid is that the designs and symbols made on each of its levels match astronomical calculations. Many archaeologists believe that this entire complex was a massive astronomical observatory. Here there is a natural underground tunnel, where on some special days of the year, the rays of the sun descend straight down. This site feels as if the light of God is entering inside the earth. This event is still considered a precise method of solar time measurement from a scientific perspective today. The planning of Xochicalco was extremely advanced. Its roads, temples, and walls were made in such a way that rainwater automatically collected in the reservoirs built below. Inside the city, there are multi-layered paths and secret routes which connected administrative and religious places. This makes it clear that its creators not only had knowledge of architecture, but also understood the harmony of water, energy, and astronomical directions. This city was not just of science, but also a center of sacrifice and self. In the excavation, many human skulls and bones were found here, on which cut marks were found. This indicates that there was a practice of sacrifice here during astronomical events. Perhaps it was part of those rituals where there was a belief in reaching the human soul to the gods. Today, when someone climbs the stairs of Xochicalco and looks at the entire valley from above, they realize that this city was made not just of stones, but of knowledge. The wind flowing on the walls here still carries that whisper which says our ancestors knew the stars and they brought the sky down to earth. Xochicalco is truly such a site where every stone shines like a star. Number 6. Casas Grandes. The great city of mud settled in the midst of the desert. Located in the vast desert expanse of Chihuahua state in northern Mexico, Casas Grandes, which is also known by the name Paquim, is proof of such a civilization which filled even the land that seemed impossible with life and culture. All around dry air, sand, and barren mountains, But in these difficult conditions, about 800 years ago, humans erected a great city with mud bricks. This city was at its peak between 1200 to 1450 AD, when it was considered the largest trade and religious center of northern Mesoamerica. The most amazing thing about Casas Grandes is its architectural planning. Here the houses, temples, granaries, homes, and public places all are made of thick mud bricks, adobe. The entire city is spread in several floors, meaning walls and staircase-like structures, built at height which still stand with their strength today. In the houses here, small openings were made for ventilation and temperature control, due to which protection could be had from both the heat of summers and the cold of winters. Such subtle architecture still amazes today. Archaeologists have found a large number of clay pots, jewelry, sculptures, and even bones of birds here, especially the remnants of parrots and macaws, tell that there were trade relations here up to Central America. Pacoime worked as a bridge between the Maya and Aztec civilizations located in the south and the Pueblo people settled in the north. This place was a center of trade of copper, turquoise, jade, and rare minerals. In this way, this civilization was a living example of cultural exchange. But Casas Grandes was not just a trade site, it was also extremely important from a religious perspective. The temples and altars found here indicate that people worshipped divine powers related to sun, water, and rain. Some structures are made in such a way that on special days of the year, the rays of the sun fall directly on the altar. This is proof of their astronomical knowledge and religious harmony. The most interesting thing is that here there was a complex system of water management. The city settled in the midst of the desert had stored rainwater through underground drains. Due to this arrangement, both irrigation of fields and supply of drinking water were ensured. This technique was considered extremely advanced for any civilization of that era. When you walk between the walls of Casas Grandes, then at every turn you get a glimpse of the past. The fragrance of mud, history dissolved in the air, and that silence which seems to narrate the stories of past eras. In the evening when the sun sets, the red mud walls start shining in golden light, as if the civilization is still alive. Casas Grandes teaches us that no matter how difficult environment humans face, their creativity and organizational power gives them the ability to erect a new civilization every time. This is that miracle grown in the lap of the desert which proved that the seed of life can sprout even where water is rare. Number 7. El Tajín Pyramid in the splendor of Totonac Empire. Located in Veracruz, state of Mexico, El Tajín is a symbol of that era when the Totonac culture was at its peak. Surrounded by dense tropical forests, this site is not only an amazing example of architectural beauty, but it is also a living scripture of ancient astronomy, religious rituals, and symbolism. It is believed that its golden age was between 600 to 1200 AD, when a grand city adorned with hundreds of temples, pyramids, and fields was settled here. The most famous and mysterious structure of El Tajín is the Pyramid of the Niche, meaning niche pyramid. This massive structure, about 20 meters high, has 365 small niches built in it, which are considered symbols of the number of days in the year. In every niche, a lamp or offering was kept sometimes, due to which this pyramid became a symbol of time, sun, and the cycle of life. When the rays of the sun fall on these niches, a new pattern emerges every day, as if it is a stone calendar which the gods themselves created. In the architecture of this site, amazing balance is visible. The inclination of the stairs, the direction of the windows, and the layers of stones all are made in such a way that air and light spread equally throughout the complex. This makes it clear that the creators here not only had aesthetic sense, but they were amazing experts in mathematics and geometry. The engravings made on the walls and pillars of El Tajín give a glimpse of religious life. Near the ball courts here, pictures made on stones depict scenes of the Mesoamerican ball game called pelota. This was not just a game, but a religious ritual in which both victory and sacrifice were considered equally worshipable. It is said that the sacrifice of the victor was considered the supreme dedication to the gods, due to which this place became a spiritual center. El Tajín is also called the House of Thunder, because according to local legends, this area was the abode of the god of thunder and storms. That is why symbols of clouds, lightning flashes, and rain repeatedly appear in the carvings here. This indicates that the culture here worshipped the powers of nature by giving them the form of divinity. In 1985, UNESCO declared El Tajín a World Heritage Site, and since then, it has become one of the most prestigious archaeological heritages of Mexico. Even today, when any traveler climbs the stairs of this pyramid, an old echo is heard in the air, as if ancient priests are still chanting mantras, and in every niche inside, some lamp is still burning. El Tajín is a living proof that the people of Mesoamerica created such a balance between time, faith, and science, which is still beyond understanding today. This site tells us that the true splendor of civilization is hidden not in tall buildings, but in that idea which connected humans to the universe. Number 8. Teotihuacan, Avenue of the Dead in the City of Nameless Gods. Spread about 40 kilometers northeast of Mexico's capital. Teotihuacan is one of those few places of human civilization whose mystery is still unsolved till today. This city existed when the Aztec civilization was not even born, and yet its grandeur, architectural art, and planning still surpasses modern urban structures today. The tall pyramids spread all around, the straightness of long roads, and religious astronomical precision all together make it the city of gods. The meaning of Teotihuacan itself is where humans become gods. The most famous creation of this city is the Pyramid of the Sun, which is about 65 meters high and is considered one of the largest pyramids in the world. The Pyramid of the Moon, located in front of it, provides balance and harmony to this entire complex. Connecting both of them is the Avenue of the Dead, a long highway which spreads for more than 2 kilometers. It is said that the name of this avenue came because there are rows of temples and tombs on both sides of it, which over time created an image like a cremation ground. The planning of the city is so well organized that every path, wall, and building matches exactly with astronomical directions. This city was built according to the motion of the sun, moon, and stars. Researchers show that on the day of sunrise or solstice, when the rays of the sun fall at a special angle, the shadows of the pyramids create an amazing geometric pattern, as if this entire city itself is an astronomical instrument. The most mysterious feature of Teotihuacan is that who its creator was. No one knows even today. When the Aztec people reached here centuries later, this city was already deserted. Seeing its grandeur, they called it the City of Gods, and believed that the gods descended to Earth right here. This unknownness has included it among the world's most mysterious archaeological sites. Among the temples here, the most special is the Temple of Quetzalcoatl, or the Temple of the Serpent God. On its walls, engravings of about 200 serpent faces have been made, between which symbols of water and stars are visible. This temple is not only an excellent sample of art, but it also indicates that here, both religion and science developed together. Teotihuacan was not just a city of stones, it was a city of ideas. Here trade, culture, astronomy, and spirituality all flourished in an organized form. Inside the walls made of clay bricks, channeled paths, water systems, and sewage systems like modern facilities are proof that the people here were extremely advanced. Even today, when any traveler stands on the Avenue of the Dead and looks at the pyramids spread far away, they feel as if time has stopped right there. There is an untold echo in the air. Damn. As if those gods are still waiting to return. Who made this city a symbol of eternity? Teotihuacan is proof that once humans tried to bring heaven down to earth, and they succeeded too. Number 9. La Quemada.
Be the mysterious fortress city of trade and defense.
Located between the dry hills of Zacatecas state of Mexico, La Quemada is such an archaeological site which stands between history, mystery, and the silence of ruins. Between about 500 to 900 AD, this city was in its golden age, when the walls, temples, and forts carved from stones here were proof that it was not just a city, but a well-organized empire. Erecting such architecture in a desolate terrain like a desert was no less than an impossible task for that time. But this impossible was made possible by such a civilization whose name is still not known for certain today. Only its stones remain, which still breathe the size of the past era. The meaning of La Quemada is the burned place, and truly burn marks can still be seen on the walls and stones here today. It is said that after some major war or sacrifice, this city turned into ashes. Some historians believe that it was a religious center where the practice of sacrifice was common, while others consider it a military fort which protected the trade routes between north and south. Whatever the truth is, it is certain that this city is a unique example of the strategic and architectural intelligence of that era. La Quemada is settled on a hill, and its entire structure is made by using the natural shape of that hill. Staircase-like platforms, massive stone walls, and paths built on steep slopes naturally make it impregnable. The most famous structure here is the Hall of Columns, a hall with large pillars made of stone where probably religious gatherings or political decisions were taken. In addition, there are many small temples here, courtyards surrounded by walls, and secret paths which showed that it was an organized city in which separate areas were designated for every class of society. According to archaeologists, the location of La Quemada was also an important trade center. The ancient relics extracted from here, like copper items, turquoise stones, clay vessels, and tools, tell that this city worked as a bridge between the Pueblo people settled in the north and the Mesoamerican civilizations in the south. Through trade routes from here, exchange of precious stones, minerals, and textiles happened. This economic activity made this region prosperous, and to ensure its security, strong walls were built. In this way, La Quemada was a confluence of power, prosperity, and strategy. But in the walls of this city, not only stories of prosperity, but also of fear and destruction are buried. During excavation, many human bones were found here, on which marks of burning and cutting are there. This indicates that there must have been a tradition of human sacrifice here too, probably after some religious ritual or war victory. Some scholars believe that before the destruction of the city, a massive fire occurred here, which burned the entire city, and after that, this place became desolate. This is the reason it was given the name La Quemada, meaning burned earth. In local legends, La Quemada is also connected with the mythical Chiapas, that mythical cave from where the Aztec people began their migration. Although historical evidence does not support this claim, yet this fact deepens its mystery. It seems as if this site was not only physical, but also a pilgrimage from a spiritual perspective, such a place where dialogue happened between humans and gods. The construction of La Quemada happened not only from force and stones, but from deep understanding of geometry and astronomy. The direction of its temples and altars is according to the path of sunrise and sunset of the sun. Some structures are constructed in such a way that on special days, the rays of the sun fall exactly at the center of the altar. This was a precise method of solar calculation and religious time determination. In addition, there was also an arrangement for water storage here. Rainwater from the hill slopes was collected in the reservoirs below through drains, due to which life became possible in this dry area. When any traveler climbs the stairs of La Quemada, they walk not only on stones but on time. The valley visible from above, mountains spread all around, and silence spread in the air. All together create such a scene which feels like a living line of some ancient scripture. When the sunlight falls on the walls of the fort, the burned stones fill with golden shine, as if history has come alive again. La Quemada is not just an archaeological site. It is a symbol of that human will to live, which creates life, art, and organization, even in the most difficult conditions. It reminds us that the real miracle of civilization is not in its size or walls, but in that idea which gave soul to the stones. Today this place may be ruins, but in every stone of it, the echo of an era is still left, which says that once there was such a city here where humans had the courage to think as high as the gods. Number 10, Palenque. The living history of Maya civilization hidden in the jungles, between the dense greenery of the southern state of Chiapas in Mexico when mist spreads, and the sound of birds echoes from between the jungles. Then in that moist air, somewhere the fragrance of stones comes. The same stones on which once the story of a great empire was written. This is Palenque, that jewel of the Maya civilization which remained hidden in the jungles for centuries, until the modern era rediscovered it. As soon as the name Palenque is heard, a mystery awakens. Such a city which challenged time, where every brick and wall still speaks in the language of gods, kings, and astronomical calculations. The foundation of Palenque happened around the 2nd century, and by the 9th century, it became one of the most powerful cities of the Maya Empire. At the time of its peak, it was a religious, cultural, and political center, where art and science flourished in the same breath. Its location in the midst of the jungle provided it natural protection, and perhaps this is the reason that its temples, pyramids and carvings are still preserved in such an excellent form today. When any traveler steps into the courtyard of Palenque, they feel as if they have entered some other world. Such a world where time has stopped and only history is speaking. This city was known by the name Lacumha, meaning the city of great waters. There are rivers and waterfalls all around it, whose murmuring sound reaches up to the stairs of the temples. This environmental harmony was the biggest feature of Maya architecture. Such a balance of nature and architecture, which modern engineering also cannot achieve. The most famous structure here is the Temple of the Inscriptions, meaning the Temple of Writings, which is not only an architectural miracle, but also one of the most important discoveries of history. In this temple, there is the burial chamber of King Pakal the Great, which is located 7 floors below. When archaeologists opened this chamber in 1952, they saw a massive stone sarcophagus on which the etched pictures stunned the entire world. In the picture made on the lid of the sarcophagus, the king is shown in a special posture. Some people say that he is sitting in some spacecraft or space machine. Due to this, many modern theorists have also connected Palenque with alien connection. But in reality, this picture is an explanation of the cycle of life and death of Maya culture. The king is shown in the center of the Tree of Life, which is a symbol of balance between the universe and the soul. The carvings of Palenque are the identity of the golden age of Maya art. The figures etched on the walls and pillars are not only amazing from the perspective of beauty, but a deep story is hidden in them. Many stone inscriptions here have played a decisive role in understanding the Maya script. Through these writings, historians have known the mystery of the Maya calendar, their gods, astronomical calculations, and the lineage of rulers. In these records, the motion of stars, positions of planets, and details of solar eclipses are also recorded. This shows that the Maya people had amazing proficiency in astronomy. The most unique thing about Palenque is that every temple, every palace here, is built according to the natural terrain. The stairs here are in such precise direction that the rays of the sun illuminates exactly the entrance gate of the temple on some special days of the year. This is not a coincidence, but the result of the astronomical knowledge of that civilization which considered both nature and divinity as the same element. The stone canopies built above the temples, the sound of rivers flowing below, and the dancing shadows on the walls all together make this site an amazing confluence of mystery and beauty. Among the most attractive buildings here is also the Palace of the Kings, a massive complex in which long corridors, tall towers, and stone sculptures are there. It is believed that this was the residence of the king, from where decisions of the state were taken. In addition, the Temple of the Cross, Temple of the Sun, and Temple of the Foliated Cross are 3 such temples which represent cosmic cycles and principles of life. The symbols and geometric figures inscribed in these temples tell that the Maya civilization wove religion, mathematics, and astronomy into the same ideology. When it rains and clouds start touching the peaks of the temples, the entire Palenque becomes a dreamlike scene. The structures made of white stones between green jungles give the feel of some lost city. It feels as if King Pakal and his priests are still present there, and the prayers flowing in the air are still reaching the gods. At night, when moonlight falls on these temples, the pictures etched on the walls come alive. This experience is like spiritual awakening for any traveler. Today, Palenque is included in UNESCO's World Heritage List, and researchers come here from all over the world. But this place is not just a subject of archaeology or history, but it is a symbol of that amazing ability of humans which breathes soul into stones. Every inscription here, every staircase, every shadow all give a message that the essence of civilization is not just in power, but in that balance which humans created between nature and the universe. Palenque is still alive today, not only in its ruins, but in that idea which defeated time. This is that place where earth and sky touch each other, where history becomes poetry, and where stones still narrate the story of life. There is also music in the silence here, that music which has been echoing for thousands of years, and will perhaps echo for thousands of coming years. This is Palenque, that priceless jewel of the Maya civilization which taught humanity that immortality is not in stone but in the soul. That's all for today's video. These ancient civilizations of Mexico have proved that when stones meet faith and knowledge, they do not become just buildings but symbols of the soul. Somewhere there are pictures thousands of years old in the caves of mountains, and somewhere astronomical calculations on the stairs of pyramids. Every site encompasses an era within itself, which reminds us that the history of civilization is not born in soil but in the imagination of humans. So let us now end this mysterious journey right here. But the echo of these stones may still be heard in your heart.